This is 7 National News, and in our top story, the UAE President, His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, has directed the Abu Dhabi municipality to allot homes and land to thousands of emiratis in Wathba North. Following directives from the UAE President, the Abu Dhabi municipality will use a new online system for the distribution process following a decree to provide homes and residential plots to emiratis in Wathba North. The municipality has a record of beneficiaries along with their first and second degree relatives who were previously eligible to receive land in Wathba North so they can establish a family compound. Interested beneficiaries are being asked to submit their applications to the nearest municipal customer service centre within 1 week, starting on Monday. As per the process, the municipality will finalise the distribution process by the end of this month, and the beneficiaries will be notified by text message about the details about the grant and other requirements. Commenting on the move, the acting Director General of the civic body was quoted in local reports as saying that the move is part of the government's efforts to make all Emiratis happy and provide them with a superior quality of life and stability. Dubai has invested 120 million dirhams in 19 projects in the first stage of the Emirates Future Accelerators Program. That's according to the Dubai Media Office. According to the Dubai Future Foundation, the investments are in projects related to education, health, infrastructure, transport, technology, energy and security. 5 new government and private entities will join the program for its second stage, bringing the total number of participating organizations to 13. Commenting on the progress of the program, His Excellency Mohammed Al Gargawi, the Managing Director of the Dubai Future Foundation, stated that the program aims to transform the future into reality and set a global platform to drive innovative ideas that are relevant to achieving economic and social returns by identifying quality solutions for the developmental challenges facing the world's cities and touching people's lives. It was further added that it has now become the focus of international attention as an effective platform to address global challenges and a means by which governments can address practical aspects of cities of the future. Women parliamentarians from over 50 countries attended a first-of-its-kind global summit of women speakers of parliament in Abu Dhabi with the aim of addressing the social, economic and political challenges and why the role of parliament is crucial in overcoming both present and future obstacles. While addressing the inaugural Global Summit of Women Speakers of Parliament in Abu Dhabi today, Lieutenant General His Highness Sheikh Saif bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister of Interior of the UAE, highlighted that in today's fast-changing world, parliaments around the world should unite and keep pace with the rapid technological advancements and also ensure that legislations are framed quickly to address the latest challenges. As 2.3 billion users around the world, including a majority of youth, are today using social media as a way to communicate. Officials stress that parliaments should adopt changes and find a way to communicate with the entire new generation. During her remarks, Dr. Amal Al-Kubaisi, the Speaker of the UAE's Federal National Council, stated that as women are the heart of any society and have an instinctive capacity to shape the future, governments around the world need to ensure that women empowerment is central to their effort.
Today in the summit, it's a testimony of where women are in the UAE. And as mentioned, and especially when you walk around and check the track record and the museum, there was always a base of having women progressing and having women part of the social and political aspect. Today, we see a woman who is a Speaker of the House, which is also a great, let's say, goal that we achieved. Well, the wonderful thing is that you see women are recognized in the summit, and you're seeing global representative of the parliaments and also in the region, from the region, and it's also a sign. Women are, are visible in this region. Women in the UAE is very much visible, whether it's in the cabinet or in the other entities within the government or the private sector. So the visibility of women is up there. But how can we also work together in making it an agenda? Because at the end of the day, the UAE is part of the region, and for us, we would like to prosper together.
Parliaments are also in transition. because of a rapidly changing world and changing demands. There are a lot of new demands on parliaments, and one of the demands is that there's a lot of regulations and legislation we need to implement in order to be able to achieve the SDGs, the Paris Agreement, and our local issues, of course. And what I, as a speaker, have been doing, and what I think that we should do, is to try to work in parliaments with the committee systems and with a lot of support from experts. We need to invest in our parliaments, the money, the people, and the time, so that we can really discuss issues with the community. But when we need to take them to the plenary, we need to have the opportunity to be short.
Other topics discussed during these summits were how governments can formulate effective policies and regulations and change existing laws related to gender balance, climate change, global warming, water scarcity, and avoiding and mitigating conflicts in order to have a better future. During a panel discussion on the megatrends currently shaping the world today, officials highlighted that population explosion, climate change, ongoing energy crises, and globalization are shaping the future.
We're facing now globalization, which is having a positive and also a negative impact. We have to look into those who are suffering more from this globalization. And especially here today, meeting about women empowerment in politics, and in national parliaments, and also in other institutions, like, for example, the one I represent, the European Parliament, is very important. I'm happy to find out that we have now 50 women as speakers of different parliaments around the world. But maybe this is not enough. In my own country, in Spain, where I come from, I have a very good friend. It's a woman and Speaker of the Parliament. And here in the Emirates, Dr. Amal Al-Kubaisi, Speaker of the House. I think that's an example for all of us, and we have to go on.
The Roads and Transport Authority has announced plans to open the 150 million dirham roads and bridge linking the Deira Islands by Friday, the 16th of December. According to a statement from the RTA, the work was completed in partnership with developer Nakheel and includes a temporary entrance to the islands and the opening of Dubai Canal. The Western Bridge links with Al Khalij Road towards the new harbour and fish market. Works also included extending the existing canal walls up to the new fish market marina, in addition to lighting works, while the project contractor will remove the last landfill area to complete works for opening the navigational canal. According to Nakheel, when completed, the Deira Islands will be home to over 250,000 people, as well as a number of hotels and hotel apartments. A new report produced by researchers from UAE University and New York University Abu Dhabi has revealed that only 1 in 5 children in the UAE are physically active for more than an hour each day. The new report, titled Report Card on Physical Activity for Children and Youth, is an assessment of how the country is performing in supporting and engaging youngsters in physical activity through identifying national trends. The report used 9 indicators, which included overall physical activity, participation in organised sports, active play, active transport, sedentary behaviour, family and peers, school, community and the environment, as well as government strategies and investments. According to the report, 16% of Emirati children in Abu Dhabi, 17.4% in Dubai and 15.9% in the Northern Emirates and 15% in Sharjah were active for an hour per day in 2005. As for expatriate children, 23% in Abu Dhabi, 23.2% in Dubai, 23% in the Northern Emirates and 24.5% in Sharjah were active for an hour per day that year. In both groups, more boys were active than girls, and the results do pose serious questions for the health of the young and the UAE's efforts to tackle childhood obesity. The report has found that the number of children who take part in physical activity has been declining for some years. In 2005, about 20% of secondary school children achieved the 60-minute target, but the figure fell to 17% in 2010, according to student health surveys. Commenting on the results, the physical education teacher from the Arcadia Preparatory School stated that parents should take the lead in encouraging students to take part in physical activity and try a variety of sports from an early age.
Every child will have a sport they're good at, whether it's dancing, whether it's football, whether it's tennis, whether it's, there's a variety of different sports out there where children can be physically active, They can get all the benefits of sport. And I think it's just important at a young age for children to experience as many different sports as possible, take part in as many things as they can, and parents to encourage that. And if children like doing something, keep taking them. Take them to more clubs of the same thing. If they like playing football, take them to 2 football clubs. If they don't like doing something, nip it in the bud and move on to something else. Find a sport that they do like. And I think that's the really important thing for parents, is to expose children as much as possible to as many different sports, so that they can find a sport that they will be engaged in and that they will continue to do for the rest of their lives, hopefully. And it's really important that children do try and keep their physical activity as high as possible. Sport has unlimited benefits, not only for health and children physically, but also socially and emotionally. That's why it is imperative for children to take part in sport, be physically active. There have actually been studies conducted in schools. I think there was one study in particular in South Carolina where they built in every single day 30 minutes of physical activity for the children, and it actually improved their academic results.
The Ministry of Education has announced that it is amending its regulations for private schools in the UAE regarding school trips in response to safety concerns. According to local reports, the Ministry of Education will ban private schools across the UAE from taking students on trips to beaches, mountains, water parks and malls, following some complaints from parents. The updated regulations, according to ministry officials, aims to achieve more out of school field visits. Circulars outlining the new regulations have been distributed in Sharjah schools by the Sharjah Education Zone. The schools have been informed that organised scientific visits can still continue, with the approval of parents becoming mandatory. The circular also issued guidelines stating that the teachers organising the visits must explain to parents the purpose and its benefit for the students. According to the circular, determined Sunday and Thursdays for female students and Mondays and Wednesdays for boys as visit days. Students were encouraged to bring in their food from home, as the school bus would not be allowed to stop at petrol stations, commercial outlets and restaurants. Officials at Sharjah Education Zone believe that visits organised based on the amendments will help in student learning, and they have urged schools in Sharjah to follow the new regulations. And finally, in the bulletin, organisers of Sharjah Children Biennial have revealed that the main theme of the event's 5th edition will be imagination, to help nurture the young creative minds. The month-long 5th edition will begin on the 15th of January under the slogan, "A world as big as your imagination." And organisers have promised to create an ideal environment where they can discover their creative talents, explore new artistic mediums and interact with their peers from around the world. Held every 2 years since 2008, the Biennale aims to support children to think creatively, and organisers have said that the 5th edition will help the young minds to draw their dreams and ambitions, as well as exchange their thoughts and ideas with youngsters from other global communities. According to the press statement, the 5th edition of SCB aims to push children's imagination to the fore, encouraging them to overcome obstacles and borders through art and through expressing their ideas without restriction. It was added that the Biennale grants children the freedom to imagine, create and innovate within a fertile environment where they can explore their full potential.